creatively we were bound by nothing. We were like everything and anything goes. Actually, the original story, remember, had Donkey Kong in it. Like, it was
Terminator.
I got Terminator.
Yes.
We really went like huge fantasy sequences, and then eventually we're like, and we have to make budget.
Yes, right.
So yeah, it was fun.
First of all, guys, amazing job on this film. I've seen it twice now.
Oh,
Once
yeah.
And the second because I wanted my girlfriend to see it because I think she loved the romance between Richard and
Judy.
It was incredible.
Thank you all.
First thing I have to ask you guys is, where did you guys come across this amazing story?
You know, I 7 years ago, just about a mutual friend of mine, Richard Montañez, texted me and said, "Hey, I've got your next movie." And I was like, yeah, okay, man. You know, I didn't believe it, but I went ahead and met with Richard anyway. And he and Judy came to my office and just started telling me their story. And I was like, I mean, I knew what Flamin Hot Cheetos was. I just didn't know that there was this inspirational story behind it. And when we got done with the meeting, I just gave him my word. I said, okay, you know, I'm going to get your movie made. Now, I didn't know how that was going to happen. I didn't know when, but it just happened to be because my mutual friend thought that I'd be the right fit. And then meeting with Richard and Judy, they said yes. And that's what started the process.
Yeah.
That is incredible. Eva, the one thing I love about this movie is that Richard feels like he's telling me this story as if he's my best friend.
Yeah.
How did Jesse capture the essence of Richard in his audition that made him perfect for the role?
I've been a fan of Jesse's for over 20 years. I loved him in Quinceañera. I've seen him throughout multiple projects, and this is the first time he has the opportunity to shine. I mean, he's always been a movie star. And this is the first time he's gotten a role that he can show that range of talent that he has. And Annie as well. Like, we don't get these roles as Latinos. We're like the best friend of the main girl or, you know, gangbanger number 4. And so you're like, we don't really get these opportunities to shine. So I knew Jesse could do all of these gears. He had to be funny and charming, but he had to be kind of dangerous and stealth. And then he had to be vulnerable with Judy, but then he had to be a leader because he was at work. Like, so many things that Jesse had to do to deliver. And then also the love story, like Linda, the writer, and I, the first time we sat 5 hours with the real Richard and Judy, we walked out of that meeting going, oh, this is a love story. Oh, okay, we get it. And Annie came in and we were like, okay, Judy has to be the heart and the heartbeat of this film. And she carried that with her. Like, if you know Annie as well, Annie carries her heart on her sleeve. She's just like, she's all love. And so there was no 2 other actors who could have done these parts.
I love that line. Everybody needs to get themselves a Judy.
Yes.
Incredible. Can you talk to me about your approach to this project as a director?
Well, my North Star was authenticity. Like, I know this community. This is my community. And I wanted to do it justice. We don't really get a lot of bites at the apple to tell our stories or to show our world, except in these negative stereotypes that you see in the news. And I feel like I had a great responsibility to do a service to the Mexican-American community and also obviously to Richard. But this movie is a love letter to mi gente. And so that was my approach. And then also, right from the get-go, I knew the movie had to be in Richard's point of view. Like you said, I wanted you to feel like he was telling you this story. And once we did that, all bets were off because we were in his mind, right? So that's why I could do these fantasy sequences. All of these things too were based on conversations with Richard. He was like, oh, I hated that guy. I wanted to beat him up one time. And I was like, oh, wouldn't it be great if you did? Like, he's like, he thought, you know, he didn't know how they sounded in a boardroom. I was like, what if Richard thought they sounded like him? And that's how the Cholo scenes came up in the boardroom with Tony Shalhoub. And so it just was like, creatively, we were bound by nothing. We were like, everything and anything goes. Actually, the original story, remember, had Donkey Kong in it.
Terminator.
I got Terminator. Yes. We really went like huge fantasy sequences, and then eventually we're like, and we have to make budget.
Yes, right.
So yeah, it was fun to come up with the tone.
Honestly, this film is incredible, and it's so relatable on so many levels.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for your time. I loved it.
I know you watched it twice, but you got to watch it again on June 9th.
I'm definitely I'm not only gonna watch it, I'm gonna let everybody know they have to watch it too.
Right.
It's incredible. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you.